Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different, you will see. This look is inspired by a picture I saw in Chloe magazine on the model Alice Ma, and I wanted to recreate that makeup look. And this is in collaboration with Makeup with Ja here on YouTube. We both did glossy eye looks. So if you want to see how I created this editorial makeup look, then just stay tuned. As always, we're going to start with a fresh face and tie our hair back. I'm using Illamasqua's Hydra Veil to add some hydration and prep my skin for my foundation. Of course, I get some on my nose and it looks like a booger. For foundation, I decided to go with one of my favorites. It's Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua, and it's a very natural light to medium coverage. My freckles will be able to show through this foundation, which I wanted because I will be adding some freckles to my skin as well. I wanted to keep this very natural and light for the skin. So I'm just putting my brows in place with a spoolie and then setting them down with MAC Brow Wax. This will just keep them in place so that I can see where I actually need to fill in my brows. I went with a lighter shade of brow pencil for this look. I noticed the model had about this color of eyebrows with her dark hair, so I went with MAC Lingering. Now I'm just combing through my brows with the spoolie again and just making sure the product is evenly distributed, and then going in with Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to set them in place. To clean up my brows, I'm just using MAC Studio Finish Concealer and this flat brush, and I'm just going underneath my brow and making sure that the line there is nice and crisp. And then I'm going to also be bringing this concealer on my eyelid to cancel out any veining and discoloration. I wanted to show you two options you can use for this look. You can use Groundwork by MAC, or you can use this Maybelline Color Tattoo in Creamy Beige. And this is basically the star of the show. I'm going to be using this for a lot of steps in this look. So this is one of the essential parts of the makeup. Just applying that to my lid initially and then going in with a clean brush and blending out my crease. I'm then going back with the brush that had some product on it and adding some more to the lid. I want the lid to be darker than my crease. And then for concealer, I'm keeping it very light and natural with MAC Moisture Cover in NC15 and just blending that out with a beauty blender. I want to give some natural definition and darken up the lash line just a little bit, so I'm going in with another flat brush and just using gel liner to go along my lash line, and then I'm blending it out with that Maybelline Color Tattoo and a pencil brush just to give it a little bit more of a smudgy look and to darken up that lid a little bit more. Taking more of that cream base by Maybelline, I'm just using that pencil brush and putting it underneath my eye. And then I'm just using whatever I had on hand. I just happened to grab my Anastasia brow powder, and I'm using another flat brush to just add some definition along my lower lash line. And then I'm using MAC Vanilla Pigment, which is a yellow gold, just popping that in my inner corner. The pigment wasn't bright enough for me, so I'm just going in with a pencil brush and some of this L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in Time Resist White and just putting that in my inner corner as well on top of that vanilla pigment. Lashes weren't a main focal point of this look. If I was making this more every day for myself, for my own personal taste, I would definitely play up my lashes, but for this look in particular, they're not a focal point. So I'm just putting a light coating of a black brow mascara, then going in with a spoolie to make sure I don't have any clumps or extra product on my lashes. For my lower lashes, I'm also doing the same thing as my top. I want them to have something on them, but I don't want them to stand out too much. So I'm just putting a little bit of that black brow mascara on them. Now for the face, I'm going back with that Maybelline Color Tattoo in Creamy Beige, and I'm going heavy on the contour because in the picture she had quite defined cheekbones, and I really wanted to play up to that picture. So if you're making this more every day, I would definitely go a little lighter on that contour just because it's quite intense. To help blend it out and soften it up a little bit, I'm going around the edges with a beauty blender sprayed with some Skindinavia and just blending out those edges so it's a little bit more seamless and not so harsh. And then I realized she brought it down even more on her cheek, so I'm just bringing the product closer to my mouth. I'm not going all the way though. Still using that Maybelline Color Tattoo, I'm using a Sigma Highlight Diffuser E71 brush. I saw this in a makeup seminar I was watching, and it's become my new favorite brush for contouring my nose. I absolutely love it, and you will see it in my November favorites. For my lips, I'm just wiping off the product that I had on prior and then just lining them with MAC Night Moth. I'm going for a very dark, deep lip. The makeup artist did use MAC Media lipstick, which I'm using right now, and I'm using it on a lip brush because I want to make it very precise, clean, and crisp. When you're using darker colors like this, especially with a creamier finish, it's definitely beneficial for you to go in with a lip brush just so that you don't make any mistakes. Now I'm just going back in with that lip pencil I was using and just cleaning up the lines a little bit more. And now for the fun part, I'm making this whole look glossy. So I'm going in first with MAC Clear Lip Gloss, and I'm being very generous with this. I want my lips to be very, very glossy. So I'm just drenching my lips in gloss, pretty much. To add glossy look to the face, I'm going in with MAC Mixing Medium in Shine. You can use this for pigments to mix together and apply to your eye, or you can use this on various points of your face to add a little bit of shine. So I'm using it on my cheekbones. I'm also putting it on my Cupid's bow. I want it to look very wet, almost like my nose is running. But that's kind of the look I was going for, so it does look very, very wet. And then I'm going on the bridge of my nose and also on the tip. I'm not bringing it all the way down, just the very top of the bridge of my nose and then on the very tip of my nose. And that's how my skin looks with that shine added to it. And now I'm also going to use that on my lid to give that glossy eye look that's very high fashion and very trendy. So I'm putting that on my eye. If you're using something as a base for your eye that isn't long wearing, like a color tattoo, those are 24-hour wear, then you're probably going to get some creasing. So that's why I use that color tattoo, because it can even hold up with this shine added on top. So this is my reference picture of Alice Ma. She has a ton of freckles added to her face, so this is really fun. I'm just using this pencil, and I went in slowly at first just to put in some very prominent freckles on the points where I noticed she had them. For darker freckles that are small in diameter, you're going to want to make sure your pencil is sharpened, and you're going to want to keep going back and sharpening that pencil just so that you get those small dark dots. And you're going to want to press hard. You're going to want to dot your face, so not to spend too much time with that pencil on your skin. The longer you push that pencil into your skin, the bigger the dots are going to be. For a more natural look, you can definitely switch up the technique. You can go harder, you can go softer, you can let your pencil kind of dull, or you can sharpen it. So this is going to give you a variety of different sizes of freckles. Also different shades of freckles, and it also depends on the point you're working with on your face. For harder areas of your face, obviously it's going to be easier to get those dark dots, and for softer points of your face like your cheeks, you're gonna really have to make sure that your pencil is sharp to get those dark dots. So those are just some of my tips on how to get natural looking freckles. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to tweak it to make it more daytime appropriate, then you can definitely ease up on that contour, add more lashes, and skip the freckle part, or if you just want to add a few, that's cool too. I also put these freckles down onto my shoulders just to kind of go with that picture again. I wanted to put it on my body as well, so you can see I'm creating bigger ones, smaller ones, and this is my finished look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys in my next video.